look make it.
Today's show brought to you live from Lounge Media Group Studios. It's Pedro and the Freight Hound with the Logistics Lounge.
Well, that was a complete mess up. Wow, absolutely. This is not the Logistics Lounge. This is the Road Dog Coffee Podcast. And that's what happens when you forget to switch your outlay, your overlays from the show that you did yesterday. Golly, that's so freaking funny. I was freaking out, Spencer. I'm like, no. How do I stop this? And look, it's still messed up. This is absolutely horrible. Boom, there's everyone. All right, we're kind of sort of fixed now. There we are. So, Spencer, we're going to roll your intro video, and then we're going to keep talking about air conditioners, okay? Everyone, welcome to the Road Dog Coffee Podcast. See, the good thing, Spencer, is that before we put this up on your YouTube, I can just go and edit that first little mess up out. No one will ever know the difference. So
why would you want to do that? Authenticity, baby.
Exactly.
Oh man. Anyway, what were you saying, Spencer? You talking about when you bought it, you have this crazy difficult AC unit?
Yeah. So the Carrier Infinity system is some kind of I've never heard of it before. Bought the place, but it's some really over the top system that Carrier put out. It's just an insane unit, and you got to really be a very skill trained Carrier technician to understand the workings of this unit and how to repair and fix things. But it had the compressor was from Bristol, Tennessee. It was a Bristol compressor, and they don't make them anymore. I don't know the model. The technician's going to text me the actual label, the model, because it's a specific one. So, I may do some research. If I can find one, great. But, it's probably going to be like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen. So,
I hope you find one. Man, because I know having to replace your whole unit isn't. And like I said, literally, kind of just went through the same issue. I was forced to replace my condenser because I have 410A in there going out with that. And so he's like, dude, you better get a condenser now before there's no more left. So I just had to get mine done. So
I'll tell you what, dude, on the subject of that, the best thing I ever did was bought a home warranty from America's Preferred. Some of those warranties don't cover the coolant, but America's Preferred, last I knew, does. And that is huge when you're talking about replacing a unit.
Oh yeah. You can be $700, maybe close to $1,000. I don't know how much stuff is. It's like $75, $80 a pound, something like that. It's pretty good.
Like your deductible's $1,000.
No, so my warranty was, I want to say it was $500 for the year.
Oh, okay.
And my AC unit went bad, and they paid for it all.
Nice. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, it was a hell of a deal.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been fortunate, man. We take good care of our stuff, so we've only had like small things go out, and I'm pretty good about like knowing when something's about to clank, and then we just find a way to replace it. So, I don't know. We used to have a home warranty, but I don't know why I ever stopped paying for it.
So it's American Home Warranty is who you have, Adam?
It was America's Preferred, APHW.
America's Preferred, okay.
And the next thing we want to talk about is that freaking flashy tattoo you got there, Nick. I saw the text message. I was just doing something else last night and it just popped up on my watch and I forgot to reply. But that is freaking dope, bro. Nick, are you with us?
Oh, what are we talking about?
He's muted. What?
Wow, bro. Come back down from fucking outer space, dude. Holy
Oh, dude, I actually went into saying in my head, I was back last year when I owned a house and when my water heater was shit in the bed and then when the pipes were burst, like you guys just put me into a bad place for a second. So I'm back.
Dude, he just completely, dude, he had a PTSD moment there, bro.
Dude, I went 22 days without running water last year.
I offer therapy services for $2.99 an hour.
We had the entire month of October without air conditioning, and then we went 20 days without running water after that. Like, it was an absolute, like, yeah, I'm back now, though. We're here. So what's the question?
I said, next thing we're going to talk about is that flashy new ink, or that's the only ink you have, isn't it, Nick?
Oh, no, that's number 4. So this is part 1. We're going to go back in about a week or so and add the white into the stars and then touch it up a little. If you've seen pictures of me racing at all, like, I wear this Stars and Stripe rock tape and it covers my diabetes monitor. And so one time about 4 years ago, somebody was like, dude, is that a tattoo? That's wicked. And I was like, well, it's going to be. It's now going to be. So
That's an excellent idea.
And there's a probably can't see. Yeah, like that is supposed to be like a 1 blood or 1 drop, blood drop. And so the idea of this one is that like I'm a diabetes warrior or a diabadass, something along those lines. And that's
my
really
man.
cool.
Another
one here, another one back there, and then one on the calf. So that's number 4. And you know, I'm sure a lot of people like me said they're only going to be one and done. Well, that was I got like 4 more in mind of what we'll add to it over time. So
Are you type 1 or type 2, Nick?
I'm type 1.
My wife's type 1. I'm type 2.
Well, you know, second place is all right.
You know, that's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. I mean, I tried to do it, but you really went and did it. All right, let's just be honest.
You know, I would rather be type 1. I know it sounds like, you know, like, because it's, oh, but it's so much more severe. I'm like, but I can make bad decisions and take care of those decisions with insulin. Where I don't just have to live between diet and exercise and medication. Now, given my lifestyle does help keep a lot of these things in line, but this is actually an area of my life I need to improve in a lot, is like the discipline in that. And so being able to treat it with insulin versus just not. Right. I don't know. I think it's almost easier sometimes.
I've got a neighbor who's diabetic. It's I don't know. He's got, you know, he wears the monitor on the back of his arm as well. And you know, he's always, you know, he's a big soccer player, and you know, he's always talking about he's got to take care of his feet and all that. And I actually had I guess he was a great uncle, maybe, I guess, that had was a bad diabetic and had that. I think they had to take half his leg or something like that at one time. But yeah, it's just you got to take care of yourself when you have it. You got to be pretty diligent and disciplined to.
These CGMs are a game changer, man.
They are. Yeah. I don't know how I'd be able to do the things I do without it.
Yeah, dude, not having to prick my fingers is the best thing since sliced bread.
So I would like, you know, I got my Dexcom.
CGM. Hold on, what's CGM?
This
continuous glucose monitor. So I wear the Libre 3. Nick, that looks like the Libre 3 too.
It's a Dexcom.
Dexcom.
Yep, and we can see that my blood sugar is really high right now. It's so what's crazy is like it is hard as an endurance athlete because it's the thing's a constant balancing act anyway. And whatever worked yesterday is going to stop working tomorrow. And if you ever do figure it out, you're a day older, and all of a sudden your body changes. But so I went from running 30 miles a week and exercising, you know, like 8 hours a week or 10 hours a week or whatever, to almost nothing just since Thanksgiving, because I got the ink on the day after Thanksgiving. So I spent a few days eating bad. I haven't been doing my cardio, and my body just is like, what the shit? So I'm taking more and more insulin, but so it's going to be a rough like week or so. Honestly, I don't know how I would manage it. I manage it better when I'm able to stay active at the extreme. And so like,
you'll be excited to know, man, the research that's out there, what they're coming up with. They're talking about in the next 5 years, they're going to have a beta cell injection with stem cells that will make your pancreas work again as a type 1 diabetic.
Now, they did that in Brazil about 20 years ago. I have a hard time believing that will ever happen in the United States.
It won't be. I don't think it'll. Yeah, well, there's that. I don't think it'll be permanent. They're saying that you'll have to have the injection once a year, but hell, man, if you can have it once a year and not have to take insulin every day, that'd be amazing.
It's just,
But yeah, I'm with you.
the
Big Pharma is
overwhelming
not going to let that happen.
bazillions of dollars they make on diabetes. I can't possibly. There's no money in a cure. There's no money in a cure, and
It's like cancer. No money in the cure for
about it.
cancer.
Like, so I don't know. I would love to. I'll be honest though. I was watching because I signed up for my first Ironman now, and so I have a lot to learn about how I'm going to not die, especially during the swim.
Yeah, please
And,
don't put blart in the water.
What's that? Yeah, that's the part I'm concerned about. A 2.4 mile swim. You know, even if I crush it, that's an hour and a half of constant vigorous activity where I'm not going to be able to check my blood sugars, you know, or take gels. So I was actually watching an old YouTube video of this guy who did it back in the 80s and literally pulls over his bike. He has to take out his finger prick and do all that stuff. And I'm like, man, I couldn't imagine, you know, being out in an obstacle course race, like, oh, hold on, let me take out my fanny pack. All right, we gotta alcohol swab this, get the mud off me.
You just need to get you a waterproof case for your phone so the low sugar alarm will go off, and take some Skittles or like a pixie stick or something with you.
Hey, you
Now,
know,
like,
I got a question for you, Nick. Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Did you ever figure out your sweat thing?
Yes, actually, I was recently diagnosed with POTS. I don't know if anybody knows.
Dude, I actually do know what POTS is.
I don't know. What is that?
I'm going to give you and maybe Adam, you can help me out here because this is like the hardest thing to explain in the world. But long story short, it's a problem with the central nervous system.
Yeah.
And one of the telltale signs of this is that basically when I stand up, I feel like I'm going to pass out a lot and have several times, like, or at least collapsed. But that's, for me, it was the elevated heart rate when I was running. Like post-COVID, all of a sudden, like my slow runs were like 15-minute miles. I started tracking my sweat. I'm losing 7 pounds in an hour of just easy running. Like, you know, that's 3 times what an average person might do. An elite athlete who's grinding it out in that time wouldn't sweat that much. So I basically, since 2022, started tracking down all sorts of stuff. I had heart cath. I went through the heart, went through the lungs, went through all sorts of stuff. And every once in a while, I kind of want to like give up. And then earlier this year, just started some conversations, Chat GPT, about some other health issues. Because I mean, I'm full of chronic issues between the diabetes, the sleep apnea. You know, I don't have a thyroid from cancer. It's all connected. And so then very recently, about a month ago, I got the official diagnosis that it's POTS.
So I am sorry about that. I'm glad you got it figured out. I'm sorry, but Nick, Jesus Christ, I'm surprised the CIA hasn't kidnapped your
Dude, that seriously,
you know, trying to put research you. And I hope that when you do pass, you're going to donate your body to science because someone can figure out a lot of stuff from you, man.
It's gonna have himself stuff and put him in your studio.
It's crazy about diabetics and the endocrine system in general. When you have one endocrine problem, you usually have 2 or 3. Yeah. Like I have diabetes and I have Hashimoto's. And every male in my family has had diabetes. Like it's and what they're starting to trace it back to in the research is the MTHFR gene. And the MTHFR gene prevents your body from metabolizing, I think it's B12 and B6. And when you can't metabolize those,
about the POTS part, as I'm learning, because there's been a huge like uptick of POTS since COVID and the shots. And this isn't like conspiracy theory stuff, but both of those strip down like your B12 or B12 absorption, vitamin B something absorption in it. Now, that said, I really noticed the running stuff post-pandemic and post when I got COVID. But I remember actually it was 2020 the first time I actually hit the deck. And it was literally on the deck. I remember I was standing the deck outside with my wife. And this is back when we lived on the water. And when I stood up, the whole world just spun around me. And I mean, all around. I didn't know where the ground was.
So pretty much every day for Jeff. Hey, buddy.
At least since the late 70s, right? And then, so like, and I just had to like at one point decided I didn't want to go in the water, and I had to convince myself that my feet were on the ground. I was like, dude, you're standing. I promised you're standing. And I just dropped and hit the deck. And my wife's like, what are you doing? And I was like, it was just scary and like nuts. So yeah, that's been developing.
You
And
still should have
you know,
played
think
it
about
off
it
and
last
just
night.
started
because-
knocking out push-ups, Nick. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I was scared to
Hey,
death.
you
I
should
had
have
no
done
idea,
the
like, what was
inchworm,
going on.
bro.
I was like,
Yeah.
That's totally fine. Good. I just
Like, what do you mean,
want
what
to
am I
throw this
doing?
out
Why are
there
you
and see
doing
what
this
y'all
with
can
me?
do.
Yeah. I just feel like dancing, babe.
Hey, Nick,
Well-
if you're a big reader, something I just picked up recently that I found interesting is a guy that's talking about the fake B6 toxicity that basically takes all of the myelin off of your nerves and causes all kinds of problems like POTS. Might be worth looking into.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I'm really big on like natural medicine and what people are doing that big pharma's not doing, because once again, big pharma doesn't want to heal you.
Nope.
So it's really interesting that the fake B6 that people put in our food that quote unquote enriches our food is actually toxic to your body.
Yeah.
Interesting. I do
My
want to
gra-
learn
my-
more about that.
My grandmother had pancreatic. Well, she had breast cancer. Then it, years later it came back and it was pancreatic. But they gave her a certain amount of time to live. But then she started doing all this research of natural medicines and cures and different things like that, and started really getting entrenched in that, getting natural vitamins, all sorts of stuff. And she actually lived, I bet. I'm thinking I can't remember. I think it was like 3 or 4 years or something like that longer than what they gave her.
Oh, dude, you don't hear about this stuff, but like recently they are treating breast cancer, specifically triple negative breast cancer, with injections of bee venom.
Yeah.
And it's killing the tumors in 48 hours.
Well, I'll tell you something right now about, I mean, this snow, there's huge benefits. Like every night before you go to bed, take like a teaspoonful of honey.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to get gold. Yeah, I mean, you want to get raw honey. You want to get the real deal, not that.
Yeah, you don't want the shit off the Kroger shelf.
Yeah, you want to get it from a beekeeper or something that's going to cost you. But
your local farmers market where you can pick up Road Dog coffee.
Yeah, but get some honey and coffee. But take a spoonful at night before you go to bed, and maybe one in the morning or throughout the day. But also, I mean, it kind of helps with your allergies and everything. And there's a lot of benefits
100%.
to bee pollen. I mean, it really is. And if you there was something I read, and I was talking to a guy about it that was extremely educated in it, and it was several years back, and I'm gonna have to go back and revisit it. But something that if you took the honeybee out of nature, we would all die.
Oh, extinction. There's over
Yeah.
65% of our food sources are pollinated by honeybees.
Honeybees, that's right.
So yeah, I
And
mean,
it was,
everything that grows on a tree, every fruit,
Oh yeah.
every vegetable would be gone.
But you
So unless
yeah,
you want to eat bugs the rest of your life, which Bill Gates wants you to do.
right. But you hear that kind of stuff. Well, the pollen, we got to have we got to have the honeybee and stuff, but you really don't. I did a kind of a deep dive with this guy, and he was very educated about it. And it was pretty interesting, to learn.
Oh man, talk to any guy that has beehives.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk for hours about their benefits and what they do. It's amazing.
God, yeah.
But back on the subject of medications, they don't want you to know about ivermectin. Yeah, there's a doctor out there that is saying that the horse dewormer,
yeah, it works.
it will cure melanomas.
There's people in the next county over where I used to live that actually was taking that and it benefited them greatly with COVID.
Dude, I will tell you point blank. I was one of the first people to get COVID in the United States. It was before they knew what COVID was. Like they hadn't announced it to the world that COVID. And I got so sick one night at a house fire. Normally after the fire, we all go back to the fire station and clean everything up. And I just told my guys, I said, guys, I got to go home. I said, something's wrong. I'm sick. I feel horrible.
Yeah.
And I went to, I went home and I slept for 37 hours.
Jeez.
And I've never done that in my life,
Well,
ever.
COVID's been around for years. It's just, it's
But
just,
it was that version. But
yeah.
I
What
went
hit
to.
us in 2020 was like, I
So
guess
this was
manufacturers.
December of 2019, the end of
Yeah.
December, almost New Year's. I spent
Right.
Christmas in bed by myself, but I
I
went to
know a lot of
urgent
people
care.
just thought they got the flu in that like November
Right.
to February time of range, who basically said the same thing. They're like, "Oh, it's weird. All of a sudden I'm feeling all right, then I'm really sick, and like I'm just in bed for days." And
So I went to urgent care, right? And I'm talking to the lady, and I'm like, "Listen, I'm a paramedic. I know I've got some kind of bronchitis or something. I can feel it. I'm miserable. I'm coughing stuff up. I am so sick." And she did a
Yeah.
flu test and she did a strep test, and she said both were negative. I said, "I need a chest X-ray. There's something in my chest." And she said, "Well, we can't do that. Insurance isn't going to pay for it." I said, "I don't care."
Do it.
Well, she wouldn't do it. She sent me home and said, "If you're not better in 3 days, come back." So over those next 3 days, I got progressively worse. I started like coughing up blood, like it was getting serious.
Mm.
So I went back and saw a different doctor at the same urgent care, and he did a chest X-ray, and he came in and he said, "Well, you don't have pneumonia and you don't have bronchitis." He said, "I can't explain what it is, but your lung fields look like smashed glass." And if you remember around April, May of 2020, they started talking about it on the news. They said these people with COVID, their lung fields on the x-rays look like smashed glass. I'm like, holy crap.
Right.
So I got 2 shots, a steroid pack, and an antibiotic, and it still took me 2 weeks to feel normal again.
Mm-hmm.
And I still didn't feel great. But then my mom, of all people, thanks Mom, called me and said, "Listen, you need to call this doctor. You need to get this." And I called down there, and they called me in a prescription for ivermectin. I was better in 24 hours.
Stuff is good.
That stuff is nuts.
Mhm.
And I took it again. The second time I got COVID, I took it again, and I was better in 24 hours. So say what you want. You can call it the horse medicine. You can call it whatever you want. The shit works.
Well,
Hey,
you know,
guys
I mean,
take the flu shot?
Do what,
what?
Jeff?
Do you take the flu shot?
Nope, not anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I used to. I haven't taken a flu shot in over 20 years. I don't know what causes it, but every time I got the flu shot prior to 20 years ago, I got sick. Like
So the most recent
days after
studies, the most recent studies that they've done on the flu shot show that it has a negative 26% efficacy.
Mm-hmm.
Negative 26%. So you're more likely to get the flu when you get the flu shot.
Yeah,
I stopped getting the flu when I stopped taking the flu shot. It's been
Exactly.
12,
The only
12 or
times
13
I've
years
ever gotten the flu is when I took the flu shot.
Yep.
And being a paramedic, I was forced to take it.
Yeah.
And then they discovered that when I was a little kid, I had what they thought was Guillain-Barré after
heck is
getting my
that?
kindergarten vaccinations, and they were like, "Oh hell no, we won't give you any more vaccines." And then COVID came around, like, "Oh well, you have to get this." I'm like, "What about Guillain-Barré?" "Oh, this is so much more serious. You need to get this." So
did you get the COVID shots?
So unfortunately, I did, and it was because my wife was pregnant with my daughter.
Yeah.
And they told me that if I didn't get the shot, that I couldn't be in the birthing room when my daughter was born. So it wasn't I fought it, man. I stood up against this, and I'm not getting that. It's not studied. It's not researched. I was the fire chief. And I told my guys, I said, "Guys, listen, if you feel like you need to get it, I'll support you. I'm not going to personally take it, and I'm not going to force you to take it because we don't know anything about it."
Which
I
one
wound
did
up
you get?
getting the Pfizer.
Yeah,
That's
I did the J&J, and I was kind of coerced. And my ex-girlfriend, she was a personal trainer at the YMCA and worked there and was over a few blocks, and they kind of forced it on those guys. And she's like, "I don't want to go do it by myself." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to go get that shit. I don't believe in it. I don't like it. Let it run its course, whatever. I'm just not, I don't want to do it. Please, please, please." And so she talked me into doing it. But we got the J&J, which is, the one and done.
Yeah.
I think, from the COVID shots, I think that was probably the best one to get. But then, it was unavailable because Pfizer flexed their muscles and got in bed with Anthony Fauci. And away.
Yeah, dude, you
there you
could go
go.
down a giant rabbit hole on all this stuff. But
Oh yeah, definitely.
if it hadn't been for the fact that
It'll
I
come
couldn't
out.
be in the room when my daughter was born, I never would have gotten it.
Mm-mm.
I got it for the main reason of I just wanted to do things and I didn't care. And
Well, your body hates you, so it was probably smart that you got it.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the other thing too. But then again, I also, and I
Nice,
wondered
Adam.
too, because when I got it, it was bad. I mean, it was bad. And then I got the lung shit, but it was like, I asked myself too, I'm like, I got it after I got the shot. I'm like, so was it useless or did it save my life? Like, I don't know, one or the other.
I don't
Right?
know. I got the COVID shots. My wife had to get it, and I mean, I got it mainly because of my wife. But my wife was in home health care at the time, and she took care of older veterans. So as part of her job, she had to have the COVID shot. And she told me, she's like, hey, babe, she's like, you should get it too, because if you get COVID, even if I got the shot, I still may get it. I could give it to these guys. Half these people were on their deathbed.
No,
anyway.
no. They told you if you got the vaccine, you'd never get COVID. Remember?
Either way, I got it. I never had any problems with it.
Yeah, right.
I get the flu. I get the flu shot every year. I don't have any problems with it. I hardly ever get fucking sick, man.
It's just
but I
because
will
you're
say,
beautiful.
no, I will say this: more of what I take every day are supplements. Like I take three medicines. One, a mental health, my blood pressure, and my GERD medication. The other like 8 or 9 are all supplements and stuff. So
It's because of your ginger
when I
heritage.
was in the military, bro. So this is my thing right here. There ain't shit in that any of those shots from them doctors that I'm worried about that the Army probably didn't put in me already.
You have enough. Listen, bro.
I was
you
at the
have
height of
mercury.
the war, dude. They were literally giving us anthrax.
You have enough mercury in your brain to make you a bionic man.
I know, man. I am not worried about what the doctor is poking me with. Believe me.
Yeah, a lot of mercury. I eat a lot of tuna fish. I mean, I could eat this stuff every day out of the can, and
Me too.
I love it. I mean, you get mercury, but let's go around. So, what all do you take? Like, Pedro, what do you take every day for your supplements? Like, what do you take? Let's go around the room and let's see what everybody's.
I take ashwagandha. I take fish oil. I take a vitamin B complex. I take a vitamin C complex. Apple cider vinegar. I take a pro and a prebiotic for for my gut.
Yep.
And I'm missing something else. I don't know. Everything. I don't know. I don't take anything crazy. I think probably the ones most people know about are like ashwagandha root. I looked that one up.
Viagra.
That one, no, I don't know that one. We ain't worried about that one, bro.
Lion's mane, maca root.
So
Sheila
yeah.
G.
And I take a designed multivitamin for it's for people on like I'm on Wegovy, so the weight loss drugs, because it messes with your stuff. Nick knows exactly what, not that he's been on, but he knows what I'm talking about. You may too, Adam. So I'm on a targeted multivitamin that is like double the stuff you're supposed to get to make sure all my nutrients stay up, because you don't need as much. So, but yeah, that's it. So I take. Oh, and I drink like 100 grams of protein a day.
So before we go to the next person, so to your point about the vitamin that you take, so there's something that there's a place here in Winston-Salem that my ex-wife goes to, and I keep telling myself to go, but I hadn't done it yet. But where they customize vitamins for you, so some people get that are taking like a B12 or B6 or whatever, and people don't realize that they'll go out and buy these vitamins, and they'll start taking them. Well, they could be ODing on this stuff. Because your body may not need that much B12, or your body may not need much, B6 or whatever. So going to these kind of these specialty, medicine doctors that will customize that basically measure you. Okay, your body needs this much of this much of that, and they customize the vitamin for you specifically, which I think is really cool.
I actually have, that's what I have, a company called Viome, Viome. I did a poop test. You send them a sample and they tell you all the whatever. And so I have a custom supplement from them, which when I look at the list, there's a whole bunch of stuff on there, half of which I can't pronounce, and the other half of which is stuff Pedro said, including like ginkgo, rodalia, root stuff. But it's one of the things that's so tricky with, number one, the supplement industry is wildly unregulated. So pretty much everybody can be like, oh, hey, I'm selling supplements of dog poop, but everybody needs it. And the other thing is we hear from conversations, oh, you need to have more of this. So you have no idea how much to have. Like you're talking about ODing on something, not getting enough of another. Right. And the thing about the supplements and some of those things is the effect and impact is so subtle. It's not like you start taking a little extra magnesium and 24 hours later you feel better. Like you don't always know.
Right. No. But it's good to go do that. So I take some magnesium and zinc. I love turmeric. I take that a lot. That's really good for your joints and stuff, and collagen powder. But going back to like, I do the Bragg's brand, Mother's, with the mother in the vinegar. That's really good for you, honey. But the supplement industry, so and this is where people also that are doing protein powders and things like that, look for the companies that have grass-fed cows that are certified and all that. It's better quality. And there's a company that I found, I love their protein powders, their supplements. They've got a full line of stuff, krill oils I do a salmon oil, fish pills.
Oh, no, I'm out.
But the company called Transparent Labs.
I was about to say Transparent Labs protein, bro. I've been looking at it and I was wondering if it was worth it.
They're pre-workouts. I mean, there's other good brands out there. Like, Redcon was, a good one, but they got nailed. And there's like Black Labs or something that's really good, but they got called for putting actual real steroids on some of their stuff. but Transparent Labs. So, I mean, when I've looked into them and the things I've read and I've tried a lot of their stuff, I like them. I'm pretty happy with their stuff.
So I was looking
expensive, but it's good.
I was looking at Transparent Labs over the holiday because of the Black Friday deals, and I was looking at another one called Row Nutrition. Spencer, are you familiar with who Gary Brecka is?
I've heard of him.
So I follow Gary Brecka, like his stuff. He's known as the human biologist. He's probably one of the smartest people you could ever listen to on a podcast.
Right.
So Nick, Pedro, Jeff, if you guys are bored at all this week or this weekend, just go to YouTube and look up Gary Brecka interviews. The stuff that man knows about your body is incredible. And I was looking, they've got a 45% off sale to try their stuff. So I was looking at that. They've got one called NAD Plus, which apparently NAD Plus is naturally occurring in your body, and without it, you die.
Mm-hmm.
So that was interesting. And then they've got a glutathione one, which glutathione is supposed to be made in your body to get rid of all the free radicals in your body. So I was actually looking at trying those two and seeing how I feel after 30 days and just seeing if I feel better.
There's one other one too that, a lot of people that do creatine, but creatine actually is really good for you. So
they have a natural creatine too.
So here's something I found out.
Well, before you go, you do your thing, and then I want to hear Jeff. I want to hear Jeff's secret to beauty and longevity. So
creatine. So there's a company called EFX Sports. Was founded by he's a bodybuilder / doctor or whatever. They have a more refined creatine, because creatine monohydrate is great for you, but it can also screw with your stomach, upset it in some people. So crealkaline is even a better creatine for you. It's better absorbed, and it's actually better than it's better to take it because it's more refined. But it's called crealkaline, and EFX Sports has got it. There's some other.
So is it methylated so that your body absorbs it better? Is that the difference?
I think so. I can't remember. I don't think Transparent Labs has one. They got a creatine monohydrate, but HMB is a good one too. Another supplement. But yeah, crealkaline is really good stuff. It really is. If you take creatine and you're finding it's upsetting your stomach and stuff, go to crealkaline. It's you won't have those issues anymore. At least I didn't. Anyway,
Jeff,
Jeff's not gonna hit it.
Yeah, I know. I think I already know what Jeff's gonna say. I think his. Oh, you later out of here? You're out of here, Nick.
Yeah, I got to bounce, man. I'll have to come back for this wisdom on the replay.
No, it's fine. We're going to end it here probably next 2 minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So have a good one. I think Jeff drinks his
Thanks,
beard washing
Hey, guys,
conditioner.
nice chatting.
Later,
Pedro,
Nick.
don't worry about the one thing. Good luck in the AC. And if you need to hide a body, I got a guy. Talk to y'all later.
All right, buddy.
Jeff, what about you, man? What do you take? You take stuff every day, or are you just a naturally occurring, young man like you are?
Man, well, I just take the multivitamin, and then I take 1,000 units of vitamin E. So I have no wrinkles on my face. I mean, I've been doing it for like 15, 18 years now, and I swear by it.
He meant to say decades.
Yeah, since the period.
Yeah. Jeff, aren't you
Jeff-
like 270 or something?
What's that?
Aren't you like 270 or something? I mean, you don't look a day over 50, but
No.
The thing,
And,
Jeff-
I'll take care of you when I see you in April. Right?
Jeff's lucky, man. Jeff's lucky. He looks good. He looks young with his mustache, and then he looks younger when he shaves it off.
listen, I'll tell you what, man. The man can play some golf, all right? Like,
Can you, Jeff?
No.
that's not true. You made some great shots last year.
I didn't get to play golf with Jeff the one time we were at a golf course because he was driving around giving people beer off the back of a golf cart. that's how Jeff golfs. That's how Jeff golfs.
That's it. Yeah. But
Jeff, which vitamin E do you take?
you know what? I don't remember what it is.
It's like a gel cap.
Yeah, exactly.
Most all of them are gel caps. for
Yeah,
vitamin E.
but yeah, obviously. So, but I didn't know what brand you took, or yeah. How many milligrams did you say? Did you say you
1,000.
1,000?
Well, let's see. It's I take 400 milligrams. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 of them a day. Yeah, and I, listen. If I can keep the wrinkles off my face and look the way I do 10 years from now, I'll continue doing that, man. I
Right.
served me well, and I swear by it. I think everybody should take it. It's great for the skin too. I mean,
It's great. It's great for vitamin E oil. If you get you get a scar, take a when I had a tattoo of when I back in my 80s heavy metal hairband days when I looked like Vince Neil and shit. That's another story. I had a tattoo on stage, because I had a cross right here, and I took it off, and there was a little bit of a scar, but vitamin E oil, man, I kept rubbing it on there, and it just took care of that scarring. It was just like incredible.
Yeah, I'm lucky at my age that I don't have to take all these supplements or all this medication and stuff like that. Not to say that I'm in great health. I mean, I need double knee replacement and double shoulder replacement, from doing stupid stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But other than that, I got to lose 30, 40 pounds. I used to run a ton, but I can't now, so I've got to find an alternative. I really want to lose some weight the coming year. Biking, rowing, swimming.
Biking and swimming. Now I wouldn't do rowing because the rowing is going to really mess with your shoulders.
Yeah, that's true.
But swimming and biking, 100%. Swimming more than biking because it's so much easier on your joints.
Yeah.
I know you live up there in New Jersey where it gets cold, but you should just come down to Florida where it's nice and warm.
I'm going to take you up on that soon.
Listen, all you got to do is call me, buddy. You got a place at my place anytime. You know that.
I do. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I just need to sell my place and get out of North Carolina and move away, like to Tennessee or Florida or something.
St. Augustine's beautiful, Spencer. I'm just saying.
That's where my partner lives. He lives
Best decision I ever made.
Right.
Where were you at, Adam? I know you moved. Where were you? You were up north, weren't you?
So I moved from Nashville to Memphis because my wife didn't want to move to Florida the first time, and she talked me into Memphis somehow. Made it 2.5 years there, and then we moved to St. Augustine.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I thought you were from further up, like I don't know, northeast kind of or Pennsylvania.
No, hell no,
I don't know
never.
why I thought that. Yeah, I just knew you transplanted before.
Born and raised in Memphis, man. I'm a Southern boy by heart. Got kidnapped and held hostage in Missouri for 14 years.
Hey, listen, Adam,
Nashville.
Adam, you need to go to TC Jacks Transportation Club of Jacksonville.
I've been looking at that.
You got to see Derek Bars is going to be interviewed by Dale Prax and my partner John Cantera on the Freight Fraud Task Force. That's right around the corner from you. You know, they have 20 more seats available. So you can check it out and meet my partner down there. He's going to be going too. So
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Spencer, I looked it up. That Row Nutrition, they have liposomal creatine monohydrate.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
they've got all kinds of stuff, man. They got collagen peptides, and it's. I'll let y'all know my thoughts on it. I'm should have it here in a couple weeks, and I'm gonna start taking it. We'll see how it
Yeah.
feels.
but don't over medicate yourself. I mean, really.
I take. So my goal is trying to reverse my diabetes. Right. I'm
Sure.
doing the stuff that needs to be done. The hardest thing for me is sweets,
I know. I have
Yeah.
that too.
bro. I have a sweet tooth from hell. But
Give it up, man. It'll change your body.
you know, we're talking about all the supplements you take. I take vitamin D and MK7 and vitamin B complex, and I'm coming down under the weather with something, so I was popping vitamin E and zinc last night. But there's so many things out there besides what your local drug dealer /
There is.
pharmacist will give
It's
you.
hard, and it's hard to find the right like set. That's like with mine, man. Like I don't try to take anything too crazy. When I was real big into fitness, I had a buddy of mine owned a vitamin shop, and he did tests, and even they weren't like 100% accurate because you just peed in a cup and he sent it to a lab in Temple or whatever. But it was for more when you were working out, like you know what I mean. This is stuff you need to take to get to your next levels and make sure all of your stuff stays straight. But I just try to take the basics, man. My wife's a big like health freak and everything, dude, and so she watches stuff and studies things, and we look into stuff. I just take the regular things, the things they say, hey, most people like are short on this or should be taking this, you know what I mean? So, but I forgot vitamin K and vitamin D. I do take that.
And you have to take the two together. If you just take vitamin D, your body will not absorb it without the vitamin
take both.
K.
Funny thing is it's recommended for people who take like the weight loss drugs. I can't remember why, but I've since learned that it's like just a good thing to take anyway. So yeah, no, I take both those two. So
What are you
I don't know,
they said back during COVID that a lot of the people that had the worst reactions and suffered so bad were low on vitamin D.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Genetics too. I mean, when you think about that, it attacked the older folks for sure. I mean, look, let's face it. The Social Security system saved a ton of money when they lost millions of freaking people from this COVID.
Right.
You know, it's
Did they save a ton of money, or did they just balance it out from what they stole previously?
Yeah, right. And that's
that's true. That's true too. But you know, a lot of the older folks, if somebody says you need to do this, they don't know any better, and they'll jump on it. You know?
Oh yeah.
I've got to take that kind of stuff.
They did it out of fear. A lot of it was fear. You know, they painted this picture and it's like, hey, if you don't do this, you're at risk of dying or whatever. And it's just, you know,
we got to wait it out. You know, see your doctor. You know, like you guys are talking about, you know, taking tests to figure out what kind of vitamins that you're short of. You know, and try to balance that out. But don't over medicate yourself. You know, it's like I got friends that just. They go to the supplement store, and you've been in it too. There's thousands of different types of vitamins.
Everybody has them.
It's just like,
hey, before we close out, two quick topics. Number one, Trump announced yesterday that we should be doing away with the income tax soon because of all the money that's being taken in by tariffs. What do you guys think of that? You think it's ever going to happen?
No, because I think if he does it, I think the next person will come in and just going to do away with all the tariffs and they're going to bring the income tax back. That's the stupid part about where we're at. I don't like to get political, but that's the dumb thing to where we're at. It's literally a tug of war, every single thing. One person does things and then the other comes in and they undo everything. And us, the normal citizen is caught in between their little brother and sister bullshit. You know what I mean?
You're going to make out, Adam, what DeSantis doing down there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, listen, he's out next year. I'm hoping they have a good replacement for him because what Ronnie D is doing in Florida so far has been amazing. They're talking about doing away with property tax completely.
Exactly. That's why
everybody's freaking out. Oh, what about the schools? What about fire service? What about that? I'm like, dude, we have like a $5 billion surplus because of the tolls. I said, I understand there's going to be taxes to replace your property tax, right? But I don't think you should be charged repeatedly every year of your life for
To
your
own
house.
something.
And
Yeah.
own your
Bullshit.
property and actually own it. Like I don't mind paying I don't mind paying a sales tax, a higher sales
Right.
tax. I don't mind paying a fire district tax to service the fire department. I don't mind paying a school
That's
tax. I don't mind paying tolls on toll road. Make the toll $3 to take the toll road. I'm good with it.
Yeah, if you want
But
to
I don't think you should charge me for owning my home.
No, it was that's just so stupid. I mean, it's so corrupt at the highest levels. But a national federal sales tax would be good. Just do away with the income tax. Abolish the IRS.
Do a 10 or 15% flat tax.
Yeah, I mean, simplify it. Everybody pays the same. If you buy a stick of gum, federal tax collected. Boom, done. Yeah, I mean, that's I mean, he could. I don't know if he could do it to where the next guy couldn't undo it. I don't know. I know that there's doing some things to try and get it written in the law that if another president comes in, there are certain things they're trying to do that can't be undone. That would be good for the country. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a good idea. And this whole auto pen thing, I guess even that they come out yesterday where they were talking about that it's pretty much everything that was done with auto pen is not valid. It's so I mean, let me tell you something. There's a whole lot of can of worms getting ready to get opened up here. There's a whole lot of stuff coming down the pipeline.
We'll see. I think it's a lot of peacocking, if I'm being honest. I don't think they're going to do anything about it.
No, probably not. Probably not. They should, but I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I think there's a lot of things, strategic and very methodical things happening behind the scenes that is going to start uncovering a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's the rot goes deep, and it's on both sides. If I'm honest.
No, it is. Oh Lord, yeah.
So the other thing that got published yesterday, and I posted it on LinkedIn late last night, was that CRST was stopping OTR operations.
Oh, now, yeah, I read that.
They have since, our friends at FreightWaves have since come back and issued a retraction and said, we screwed up, we're sorry, which I do appreciate the honesty, and I appreciate them owning that mistake. But could you imagine the effects of losing a carrier with 4,500 power units on transportation right now?
Well, look what's going on with 10 roads. Raven's only doing 100 drivers. They're back at Raven Transport in Florida. They're only dialing it back 80 to 100 drivers or something like that. But like 10 roads, they're the biggest mail carrier out there, and
they're shuttering. It's all done, and that's. Yep. You think your mail's expensive now when they finally have to go up to pay the transportation costs to get other carriers in there?
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on right now, rates are going to rise. Definitely.
So my question to you, Jeff, is how soon do you think it's going to be before we see a 10 to 15% spike in freight rates?
Not next year. I wouldn't say it would be that high coming out of the gate because, it always starts out low and climbs steadily. It's not like you go right up to there. It takes time to recover.
Yeah, but in our current state with the trucking companies going out like they are, I mean, we're losing 2 to 3 a week right now.
Yeah, but now you look at non-domicile drivers that are out there and how many that they're taking off the road.
Oh, did you see the DOT suspended 3,000 CDL?
The training. Yeah, CDL training facilities, and there's going to be a lot more too.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies going to get called down on the carpet about. I think they're losing their license.
Getting ready to see a rubber band is what I think you're getting ready to see. I think we're going to go back, at least temporarily, to 21 to 22 rates if you're not careful.
Yep.
Because the market can't sustain all of these dominoes all at once.
No,
I mean, listen. I've been through so many cleansing. There's periods of times
we go in cycles, right? It's a 4-year cycle.
Exactly. And the bottom line is when COVID came, happened, everybody jumped on the bandwagon. They bought high, they thought it was going to go forever. it's a rude awakening. But these guys were paying like double their house mortgages to keep their freaking trucks on the road,
Right.
and they ain't getting it anymore, and that's why they're going belly up, and whoever wanted to get into the game, nobody looked at them, nobody regulated them or put mandates or anything in there, and just let them come in and haul for it, and you see what we got. So
people don't like to talk politics, but when you actually look at the nuts and bolts of it, our industry is so tied into the political machine that you almost have to.
No, I agree. I agree with that. I think you have to pay attention to, so just like the tariffs, this whole thing with the tariffs, regardless of where you stand on politics, like depending on the industry you're in, especially logistics, you need to be paying attention to those talks and finding out what's going on, just so you're educated, so you can let your shippers know, because, customers, because most people don't pay attention to these things, and so, and policy changes, all this stuff going on with the FMCSA, with non-domiciled CDLs and the ELP stuff, all of those things may not have immediate effects right now, but it's a trickle thing. Things are going to happen. It's going to come, So,
and you should have those conversations with your shippers too, because they may not be aware of what's going on. They got a ton of stuff going on, but as a broker, you are supposed to be an advocate for both your carriers and your shippers. Absolutely. So letting them know, hey, I don't know if you saw this or not, but they just shut down 3,000 CDL mills. Like, things are going to get tight for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but here's the other thing too. You have to be careful out there in what you do. You hear all these negativities about it's a down market and people losing their shirts. I say, contrary to that, it really depends on the niche that you're in and what type of freight that you're moving, because there's good freight and there's bad freight and there's no freight. And like I'll just say one: pharma, medical devices, and that kind of stuff. High demand. There'll always be shipping because people are getting older. People need medical devices. They need pharma. That's not going to go away. That will not. It keeps on moving. But when you look at all the other things that are out there, and there's a gazillion of them, depending upon what vertical you're working in and what niche that you provide, I think a lot of brokers out there are just across all bands. They really shouldn't. They should really define what they're really good at, get some training in, and stick to your guns, man. That's really going to make some money. When you're moving all different types of freight, all different types of mode, you're all over the place. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that. You
really, so many brokers stay in a niche, right? Like, you've got guys that only move reefer freight, or you got guys that only move vans or only move flatbeds. But you got somebody like you and me, Jeff. Like, I might move 7 LTL shipments today and have a hazmat export ocean shipment, a project coming in on the Antonov that I have to arrange rigging crews and cranes and flatbeds for. Like, you really have to be well versed in what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're going to expand and handle multiple modes.
Yeah, I don't play the spot market, because I say the spot market is the petri dish for fraud. Always has been, always will be. You can see all the fraudulent activities there from, I don't have to preach to the choir here, but when you have, 20, 30 brokers out there with the same lane, come on, man. Seriously,
I had a customer yesterday send out an email blast that said, I need 4 trucks to go to Florida right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, delete.
You
go look on DAT, and within 30 seconds there was 20 different brokers with the exact same lanes. I'm like, that's a race to the bottom, dude.
I was gonna say, man, like I get one of the first things that I do when I get with a new customer and they send me lanes and stuff, or I start getting bids from them, I don't even post them, or I don't even talk to people unless I get them in before and I can try to build a carrier pool. But first thing I do is I go to DAT and I see how many people have posted this lane on DAT. I can understand 1 or 2 or 3, you know what I mean? A decent shipper with a good volume of freight, they will probably have 2 or 3 good brokers in their pocket, because that's all they need. But if I go on there and it's 15 different fucking brokers, I say thing, I delete, like, wasting my time.
You don't want to do business with that shipper.
Yeah.
Because there's absolutely zero loyalty. And when things were tough, we were moving freight for them, and it was $100 margins, right? But you were moving it just to keep the doors open. And I got to the point, we took every single load that they sent us. We never turned a shipment down, not one. Took every single one of them, covered every single one of them. And there were times where I took a $500 loss just to keep covering the freight. And so then we went back to them and said, hey, listen, things are changing. Can we get just $100 increase? That's all we're looking for, just so we're not losing our shorts. And they said, oh, yeah. They gave us the increase, and then they immediately took the lanes away from us. Like every single one of them. And I'm like,
wow.
What kind of loyalty is that?
Conversation. I've had that conversation too. To your point, you're exactly right, Adam. One of our biggest clients, they were like, they're huge, and of course we don't do it all, but they do bid out some lanes, and they said, hey, can you do it for that? It's like, no. And they said, well, you got to beat this price. I said, I'm not going to beat it. I'm going to stick with my guns, and I'm going to move it for that. When they come back and they say, listen, we need an immediate bid, whatever. I said, I told you it's unsustainable. These people are going to come in there and they're going to do a lousy job for a ridiculous freaking rate that will not be sustainable whatsoever. And you're going to be making more work for yourself than spending a couple $100 more to get a reliable carrier in there and service provider that will take care of it.
Dude, I had a customer yesterday send me a quote to move a transformer, right? And I looked up the lane, I did the math, and I went to Jeff and I's internal system we have for heavy haul and did the numbers, and then I actually went to an outside system and did the numbers. And my numbers were all relatively close to each other, so I quoted it back at $34,000 because it's a huge transformer, number one, and the route required route surveys. It required utility companies. It required police escorts.
Yep.
Wow.
And I got a call at the end of the day. Hey, we found somebody for about half of what you said. And I'm like,
good luck with those fines.
I'm like, listen, man, I would really look into that carrier. I don't know who they are, but if they're telling you they can do it for half of what I'm telling you, I said, you got $5,000 in utilities and $8,000 in civilian escorts alone.
Yeah.
I said, that's $13,000. He's telling you he's going to do it. It was like a 2,000 mile lane for $2,000 for an 8-axle RGN.
I don't think so. Mile, right? Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's where the industry's at. I mean, that's just kind of what's been going on out there, and it's a shame. But hopefully,
you see these bridges getting hit, Spencer. Like these
I
guys are cowboying loads. Houston right now. I don't understand how the 610 is still even in existence with the number of times the bridges on 610 have been struck this year.
Yeah,
a gazillion times. We've seen it all the time on LinkedIn. But that's the reason why I stick to dedicated. Team and dedicated. That's what we're really, really good. West to east and all over the place, and it's consistent work. And I'm just lucky that my clients have been on board with me for over 4 or 5 years consistently, and they have not left. It's you gotta set you up for the future. And I ask everybody, as a broker, as a service provider, where do you stand right now in your current situation, and are you prepared to take on the change when the market flips? Are you ready? Are your shippers ready? Are they in a good place? How well are you embedded into their operation, and how well do you know it like the back of your hand, where it will cost them a ton of money to get rid of you because you know too damn much? That's where you need to take it. Like Adam said, you take a little bit of a hit, knowing that if you do a damn good job, they're going to stick with the guy that's going to get the job done. It's plain and simple, and they will pay the extra money to ensure that, because remember, every shipment, your brand, image, and reputation is in that box.
But I don't know about you, Jeff. In the last 5 years, you've seen that loyalty wane. Like it used to be, like your customers. No, I've got a broker I'm happy with. I've got a 15-year relationship with them. I'm not going anywhere because they take care of me. But in the last 5 years, it's really been quite the opposite, I think.
We got. I hate to cut the conversation short, and I know we got fire on, but we're rolling on the hour mark here. I don't know about y'all. I have a really busy afternoon, so I have some things that I need to get done here this morning. Spencer, do you want to start off with closing comments and stuff?
No, just I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving and got their bellies full. Mine was good. I hope everybody else has had a great one out there. Spend time with your families, and go to roaddogcoffee.com, grab some coffee, and we got the cigar tab is up at the website. Premium cigar. It's not, the website's still under development, but you can go and read about there's like a landing page with information about the cigars and stuff like that, but it's coming probably within the next week or so, I guess, maybe. So yeah, and then you can go to roaddog, coffee.com and access it, or go to roaddogcigar.com, either one. So cutters and all sorts of stuff will be on there with, to make your cigar experience even more enjoyable.
And don't forget to pre-order your bag of Smokey and the Bandit on roaddogcoffee.com.
Yeah.
There you go. Mr. Dickinson, what about you?
Hey, thank you for having me on the show today. I learned a little bit about some health issues that everybody's been facing. I hope that, your health gets better. Seems like everybody has some type of problem. Again, don't over medicate yourself. I don't believe in it, but people are different. I understand. Good conversation that we had in the last 10 minutes about the freight market and all the bullshit that everybody puts up with day in and day out. And I'm tired of it. It's been going on for 3 years now. We need a change. So I hope it happens for everybody, and everybody makes good coin. Carriers, shippers, and service providers. We need a win on that. We need a win-win-win. We really do.
Mr. Spencer down there at the bottom.
The real Spencer.
The
real Spencer, please stand up.
Yeah.
Give me a Coke.
I
appreciate it, guys. Just thanks for letting me be on the show again. It's fun to get together with you guys on Thursday mornings and just shoot the breeze and drink some coffee. Spencer, I'll send you my address today. I completely forgot to do that the other day. I got busy and sidetracked, but I would love to try some coffee and get my wife hooked on it so she lets me order it.
Yeah. No. Let me know. Yeah, let me know. We'll do we got some, guests coming up, so we'll have some good series coming up that we want to do and have some people on. I'm working on one right now that we mentioned before, but
my man Duffy, tell me, promise
really cool.
me.
Well, it's always a long shot, but I'm working on it. So,
and we need to get you boys over to Florida and down to Florida and go play some golf.
Yeah.
We just need to come there. I know. We just all need to, make it.
Hey, Pedro,
now's the time, buddy. It's the Nights of Lights. There's like 2.5 million lights in St. Augustine for Christmas.
I will say this: I ain't going no fucking where for like at least 2 months. I am nowhere. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody better die. You better not get hospitalized, because like we're going to be FaceTiming, bud.
Right.
I'm not going nowhere.
Peace be with you.
Pedro, what's your ending comment?
My ending comment is just thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, gentlemen, and Mr. Nick, who isn't with us anymore, for coming and hanging out with us. I love these little Thursday morning deals. Like I said, to shoot the shit, drink some coffee. We're all able to kind of work in the background. And it's a good time. So thanks everyone just hanging out with us. Remember, be nice to yourselves, love yourselves, be nice to others, and love others. Let's continue to do things to make the world a better place. And I'm with Jeff. I hope things finally start to turn around.
Santa, please.
In our industry, man. I really do. I think we're, I'm sorry, a lot of companies going out of business and all this stuff with immigration and blah 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 is hitting our industry. But I mean, let's just be real. In the end, these are going to be good things. When we shrink the amount of people that came in this industry during COVID and get rid of some of these folks, things will get back to a normalcy, and we can get back to business, and we can all start being happy friends again and making good money. So Jeff, I'm 100% with you on that. But that's all I got. We'll be back next Thursday morning. Little quick plug for my own show. This afternoon, we are having truck parking talk about the evolution of truck parking, industrial outdoor storage with our sponsor Freight Ninja and a real estate developer in the outdoor storage arena, Industrial Outdoor Storage Ventures, Mr. Anthony. That'll be today at 2:05 on all of our channels. We're going to talk just everything about truck parking. Like I said yesterday, we're going to dispel some myths. We're going to get rid of some stereotypes, talk about the different ways that truck parking is done, the benefits, the not so great things about it. All these people that, whether you love it, you hate it, today would be a great time for people to come and watch and get questions and be able to talk to folks that are actually out there doing this and, doing things differently. So that's
right.
That's all I got. Fine. That's all I got.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Everybody be safe and drink coffee, stay caffeinated, and, stay vigilant.
Caffeine's a superfood.
And with that, we're out, ladies and gentlemen.